We're breaking down the 5 worst offenders and the marketing tricks that make them feel like a deal. By the end, you'll spot the sodium bombs and the oil slick add-ons before they hit your plate, and you'll know exactly why 2 slices can quietly push you past the American Heart Association's daily sodium limit. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Little Caesars Meat Lovers Deep Dish, the 2-for-1 you didn't ask for. Let's start with the Meat Lovers Deep Dish at Little Caesars. The square deal feels smart, cheap, fast, and a solid brick of food. The catch lives in the pan. That crust sits in oil like a sponge while the toppings stack up: pepperoni, sausage, and friends. Each one salted, brined, and pre-cooked to survive shipping and still pop with flavor. Why does it taste so rich? Value engineering. Cheaper meats lean on salt and fat, and deep pans trap more grease and cheese per bite. One slice feels like a win. The second is a quiet surcharge on your blood pressure. Deep dish builds density. The walls keep cheese from running, so it settles and melts into a thick layer. Those shiny pools on the tray are not a mistake. They're the business model paying off. Processed meats roll in pre-seasoned and stabilized. Fast for the crew, heavy for you. That's how a low price still delivers a gut-level hit. Heart health guidance warns about sodium and saturated fat. Stack pepperoni with sausage and ham, and the numbers climb fast. Add in price psychology. When the whole pie is cheap, you carve bigger squares and eat more without thinking. That's how just 2 becomes a full day's sodium. Here's the real kicker. The second square often pushes you past the ideal range for the day. The deep pan turns savings at the register into a salt mortgage. You might think a single slice is safer, until you meet the mall classic that makes Oversized the whole plan. Sbarro New York Style Double Duo Pepperoni, the Oversized illusion. It looks like a slice, but the New York Style Double Duo Pepperoni from Sbarro covers the tray like a full meal. The hook is nostalgia, bright lights, big city energy, steam table glow. The portion is the trick. 1 wedge stands in for 2, and it slips past your guard because it's served as a slice, not a serving and a half. Double pepperoni is double signal for flavor and double the brined, cured load. The crust looks wide and thin, which reads lighter to your brain. Then the paper turns translucent and tells the truth. Those pepperoni cups hold tiny pools of oil that don't drip off. They ride along into the bite. Mall counters run on speed and spectacle. Oversized wedges, glossy cheese, quick reheat, done. Portion distortion kicks in fast. 1 Sbarro slice often matches 2 standard slices on calories and sodium. Large chain XL slices commonly land in the higher sodium brackets. Add extra cured meat, and you climb again. Research on plate size shows visuals push intake even when hunger doesn't. Big triangle, big bites. Here's the mini payoff. You think you scored by buying 1 instead of 2. You still pay the sodium toll of both. Size inflation is the marketing. Your blood pressure picks up the tab. If the slice sells nostalgia, the next one sells a salad halo under a blanket of ranch. Domino's Cali Chicken Bacon Ranch, the salad halo that isn't. Cali and chicken sound clean, like you stumbled into a lighter lane. Ranch and bacon flip the script. This pie wears a wellness costume. Lean protein language draped in creamy fat and salt. The base is the tell. No tomato, just ranch, a dairy fat delivery system spread edge to edge. Then bacon and cheese stack more sodium and saturated fat. A few veggies get tossed on for optics, but they don't dent the blanket of dressing. It tastes bright and rich because it is built to be rich. White sauce pies run heavier than red sauce versions. Creamy bases add calories and saturated fat before a single topping lands. The chicken? Often pre-cooked and seasoned, so the sodium meter rises early. Add bacon's brine punch, and you get salt-fat synergy, the crave combo that keeps your hand moving back to the box. Here is what research shows in plain terms. White beats red on calories and sat fat, and health halos lower your guard. When a name sounds fresh, you underestimate risk and you eat more. That is the trap. The twist is simple. 2 slices feel better because there is chicken and a few greens. Then you add a side of ranch for dipping. and the total jumps. The ranch base is the hidden bill, not the topping. You pay in milligrams. If cream and bacon sell comfort, stuffed crust sells novelty by hiding more cheese where you won't count it. Pizza Hut Stuffed Crust with processed meats, the cheese tax you don't see. The trick is simple. Hide the upsell inside the crust so you forget it counts. Then stack pepperoni, sausage, or bacon to seal the deal. With stuffed crust, the border becomes a second cheese course you don't track, while the meat trio brings salt, preservatives, and fat. The value is recouped with brines and fillers, not premium cuts. Here's why it hits so hard. Stuffed crust adds dense cheese all around the edge, so every bite extends the payload. You chew through the slice, then the rim, and it's still cheese. Those meats, they arrive pre-cooked, brined, and stabilized to survive long supply chains and hold texture after the bake. That convenience means high sodium built in before the box leaves the line. Research lines up with what you taste. Stuffed crust runs higher in saturated fat and sodium than classic crust, and piling on processed meats pushes both ranges higher. Hidden add-ons increase total intake by stealth. Not hunger, just habit. One more slice feels normal, while the extra cheese and cured meat turn the numbers up. Here's the kicker. One more slice of stuffed crust often equals 2 standard crust cheese servings. You're not just eating pizza. You're eating pizza plus a cheese stick per slice. And if home baking feels safer, the next one teaches a quiet math lesson in toppings per square inch. Papa Murphy's cowboy take and bake. DIY heat. Same old salt math. You bake the cowboy at home, so it feels cleaner. But the playbook stays the same. Pepperoni, sausage, a heavy cheese blanket, and a broad pie that tempts you to cut bigger wedges. The parchment and your oven mitts don't change what's in the box. Home oven pride masks the numbers. Turning the knob doesn't lighten the toppings. Take and bake shifts labor to you, not the sodium or the fat. The truth is, the recipe is set long before your timer starts. Let's talk about what lands on that tray. The cowboy piles cured meats with a thick cheese layer. Raw, it looks honest. Cold, stiff, substantial. In the oven, oils render, the crust puffs, and the sheen builds at the edges. You slice it, and each piece eats dense and salty, even without a fryer in sight. Chain nutrition guides put meat-heavy take and bakes high on sodium per slice. Add cured meats, and you climb fast. Research on serving behavior shows when you cook it, you serve yourself more. Homemade feels safer, so your guard drops and the slice size grows. Here's the reveal. Self-baking doesn't erase the health tax. It hides it under parchment. Convenience isn't only fast. It sells the illusion that the cost isn't there. You still pay in milligrams, just later, when the box is already in the recycling. The truth is, the hidden health tax isn't a bug. It's the business model. Extra oil, brined meats, stuffed rims, and outsized slices trade dollars saved for milligrams paid. That's how a bargain turns into a blood pressure bill. So choose red sauce over white, plain cheese or veggie-heavy over meat stacks, thin crust over stuffed, and budget your slices. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who orders for the deal. Next time a menu shouts value, ask where the sodium is hiding. Watch how fast the bargain changes when you follow the salt.